Improd 2 live, here we go. We're going to talk about OMAD and how it changed my life, how it transformed my weight loss journey, the diet or the form of eating, because it's not technically a diet. It's a form of time restricted eating. It can be a diet, which is keto OMAD. But I'm just going to talk about how it changed my life because I honestly thought I was stuck when it came to weight loss. I was stuck when it came to dealing with binge eating. Something I've dealt with ever since I was a child, and it only got out of hand when I was older because I got injured. When you're injured, you can't really work out, and when you can't really work out and then you're a binge eater, guess what happens? You put on tons of weight. And that's what happened to me. I got up to 282 pounds. And yes, for someone who is 5'7" or 5'8", I'm between 5'7" and 5'8". I'm 5'7" and 3/4, 171 centimeters. That is morbidly obese. Someone left a comment on my channel being like, you have to be 300 pounds to be morbidly obese. Obesity is relative to height here, okay? Someone who's 5'1", 200 pounds is obese for them. Someone who's 6'8", that is not obese. So before you spew nonsense, please make sure you know what you're spewing is right. And that goes to me as well, not just to anyone, not just to everyone there, but for the ones who are really lacking the brain cells here, okay? There's no number that determines morbid obesity. It's about the height and the ratio of your weight. So yeah, I just want to discuss how OMAD changed my life. It's funny because as you guys know on my journey, if you're new here, hi, welcome. I been on my journey for a while. I started my weight loss journey in 2018. I started off with the keto diet after putting on a lot of weight postpartum because I had an injury. Again, seems to be the common theme because when I'm injured, I can't move, and I'm a person that moves. And I put on a bunch of weight because of the pain I was in my back. It took doctors forever to realize that it's my pelvic floor. That kind of happens when you give birth to a child. But anyway, that's our medical system for you. And I jumped into the keto diet. I didn't know anything about dieting back then. I just saw the craze going on. I learned about it through like Michaela Peterson and her journey because she was basically dealing with depression, all that. And she put on like 40 pounds for her. Yeah, she was overweight, but she was never really morbidly obese. I learned from her journey and how it helped her mental health, which is the key because my mental health was really bad. Like I struggle now, but back then I wasn't confident enough. I couldn't even go to the gym. I wasn't confident enough to go to the gym. I would go, but I would be riddled in anxiety. I remember my first gym membership. No, my first gym membership was actually the City of Toronto gyms, but like my first outside of city gym membership was Planet Fitness, the first one that opened up in Toronto at Dufferin and Dupont there. So, oh my god, that's like a neighborhood I grew up in. Anyone in Toronto know where that is? Yeah, I wonder how that neighborhood's doing now. Oh, I'm so glad I'm out of that city. But anyway, I did all of that. My weight plateaued for years. Years. I lost weight quickly. So I lost keto, 60 pounds relatively quickly. I didn't know what I was doing. Christmas came along of 2019. I'm like, oh, okay, let's just like, enjoy the carbs and stuff. Let's just eat. I ate and I ate and I ate, lost control, and I gained half of that weight I lost. So I went from 220 to 260 pounds. And I was like, okay, clearly what I'm doing is wrong. And my attitude towards weight loss back then wasn't a great one. I hated myself into losing weight. It's something I'm still working on. My little like being so hard on myself thing. It's something I've always been dealing with. So, but I was really hard on myself. Like that's why I named my Instagram Self Love Fit because it's something I work on. I have to constantly work on it because ooh, I have a way of destroying myself as we all do, but I can destroy I'm the only one that can destroy me. So I know my biggest obstacle in my life is me. No one else can hurt me. No one else can like get to me. It's me. I'm the problem. If I let someone get to me, that's on me. So it's all about that. So yeah. Yes. Oh, don't say that. I know how that feels. You're breaking my heart because I have a lot of empathy for a lot of people. And this person says, "Yeah, I think I hate myself now." Honestly, I know you're just frustrated with the situation you're in. So don't hate yourself. It's easier said than done. But the beautiful thing about you hating yourself is that you are the one person that can turn that into loving yourself. You can turn that hate into making a better choice for yourself and becoming better. Like, you're here watching this video, so I'm assuming that you want to lose weight and you want to get your life back on better. There's something inside of you right now. It may be faint, because right now, when you're dealing with that self hate, it is so loud. But there's something deep inside of you right now that's telling you that you want to change that. And the fact that you're recognizing that, that's strong. Because a lot of people, they will not recognize that, and then they'll deflect that hate onto other people. Those are the people who I can't stand. I cannot stand it. Misery likes company. For me, when I'm in that situation, I deflect it on myself, and I kinda, like, I withdraw myself from people, and I isolate myself from people. Then there's, like, the torturous people of the world who just want everyone to feel what they're feeling, and they bring other people down and do horrible things to other people. Unfortunately, there's people that exist like that in this world, but it is what it is. But self-love is it's not pampering and, nails and all that stuff. It's truly doing the inner work and facing your demons head on. I get anxiety talking about it because it's not easy to do. Because a lot of people, what do? They run to alcohol, they run to drugs, they run into their work, they overwork a lot, they run into sleeping with multiple people, going on dating apps, trying to like fill that void when they have to realize that the only person that's going to fill that void is themselves. And when you recognize that power that only you can get yourself out of the situation, that you can be your own hero, that's when things snap. And we will get lost in it. Of course, the human mind, negativity, like it's just, it's how we're wired. We were wired like that to survive in the wild, right? Because if we saw danger, it protected us from being eaten. But you put that mind in this modern mindset, then you're in a situation where you're like, you find things. You find things to pick apart, or we're just not in our like natural evolutionary habitat. So that's why people struggle a lot with mental health and stuff. I've been trying since 29, I was 25 and I'm 29. Don't worry. I've been on my journey of mental health since 2013, and it's now 2024. It's a lifelong journey. There's no shame in that. Okay? There's no shame in that at all. And you'll have your ups and your downs, but as life progresses, you'll get better at it. And I'm sure you've seen improvement. I'm sure you have. If you dig deep, you'll know that you've seen improvement. That's 4 years of working on yourself. That's a lot of work than someone who refuses to do that. That's someone who deflects that on other people, or who are just crappy human beings. You know what I mean? So, yes, but I can't give up. Exactly. You can't give up. No matter if you have a moment of giving up, don't, because it will always, always pass. I'm telling you that it will. I had a moment like that yesterday. Even like me working on this, I had a moment where I'm just like, I had enough. I don't even know. I don't even know why. It came out of nowhere. It should have been a situation where I was happy. But I guess it was like my old past self being afraid, because I was so used to being in one state, which is chaos, dealing with the pain of the accident, dealing with like the craziness I'm going on in my home life and what have you. I was so used to things going wrong. When things started to go right, it kind of freaked me out. So I'm just like, we got to recognize that. And I noticed there was an improvement, because normally when I would have like a freak out, or like I want to give up kind of moment, that would last for days. Literally, I was in bed for like a couple hours. I think it was around I came home around like when did I came home around like 4. I had a moment, slept for a couple hours, didn't want to get out of my bed, and then I was like, "You know what? You got this. It's just your old self being afraid. Just let it go." And then I went on a walk, dealt with the dog, and lived my life. And now I'm waking up this morning and I feel better. So don't let those temporary heavy moments convince you that it's done, because it's not done. It's very convincing, but the more you go through them, the better you get at it and rewiring your brain. I isolate myself also. Yeah, that's what I do. I just isolate myself from people, because I don't wanna hurt anyone even more, because 'cause I'm in a lot of pain, so I don't wanna deflect that pain onto other people. So I prefer to isolate myself, and it's easy to isolate myself because I don't want anyone seeing me in any state of being upset, because I kinda just deal with it. I've done it ever since I was a kid. That's how I dealt with my trauma, just on my own. on my own. But now I'm learning to reach out for help. It's not easy for me, but I'm learning to do that. Hey, Julie. Hi, Daniela. I finally found a live. I'm doing so well on OMAD. I lost 6 pounds my first week. I really need the discipline. Congratulations. That is really well done. 6 pounds in a week with OMAD. Woo, woo. I just did a video talking about oat Zempic. Oat Zempic. OATZEMPIK. And it's basically this crazy trend on TikTok where people they're basically fasting and they're fasting for 16 hours a day, but then they're drinking their oat drink, which is like half a cup of oats and lime and stuff. And I'm just like, why don't you just intermittent fast or do OMAD? And then you can eat more things as opposed to just eating oats. I can understand why it works. It definitely works because oats are high in fiber and they're high in a very specific fiber that I forget the name of. I think I have the pronunciation here. I had it because I was saying it in the video. Is beta glucagon, I think, which is a fiber found in oats, rye, and barley. And it's a really good fiber to help bring down cholesterol levels and what have you. But yes, hello, hello. But yeah, good job. I'm really proud of you. Good job. Good job. Hello at Daniela Joy in chat. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Can't believe I'm doing a live stream. I just decided to because I had my filming set up. And I'm like, well, might as well do a live stream. I have it set up. And I disappeared yesterday. Sorry. I was doing my personal training certification course. I had my podcast up and for some reason, I'm scared to put it out because I'm talking about another creator and I'm trying to put myself in their shoes if another creator did this to them. And it's not in a negative way. This person has actually recognized their faults. It's about someone who's fasting way too much and depending way too much on fasting. But then I saw something on YouTube in the studio and they're like, why video podcasts on YouTube are good. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll upload my stupid podcast. So I was going to do that yesterday, but I haven't gotten the chance to. But hello, my give up moments can end and last up to 6 months. I was there. Mine, oh my god, I was there, I know. Mine lasted for 3 years, I don't even remember. Um, the first time when I got up to 282 pounds, yeah, that was bad. I was 25 years old, I was in so much pain in my back and in my hip and my leg, it was like sciatica pain, and I waited and waited for answers from the doctors, and I felt trapped in my body. I couldn't do anything. I tried to go back to the gym. I couldn't. I got so depressed because with me, I need to exercise or do some kind of movement or I go depressed. So whenever I get injured, it's not a good thing for me. But I learned from that situation after going through all of that and going through my hospitalization and stuff. I realized after that situation, when the car accident happened, I handled it even better, even though the car accident was the worst thing that has ever happened to me. But during that time, I was in a 3-year hellhole of depression and I was raising a kid and I gave my son everything. So I definitely know. I know. Though that 6 months will be broken down to a couple of hours. I promise you. Don't give up and work on yourself. As long as you make yourself this promise yourself that no matter what happens, you will never give up. That's the promise I gave to myself. I don't care what happens, I'm going to find a way to make myself feel better. I will do what I have to do to make myself feel better. I will not be a victim of my circumstances. I will find a way to rewire this mind and not let my mind attack me. Make that promise to yourself, and your brain will figure out a way because there is a part of you that wants to help you. So hang in there. I'm hearing noise. I don't know what I'm hearing. Yeah, I just feel so uncomfortable being this way. I used to be so good looking. I need to lose 100 pounds. You can do it. You can do it. I know exactly how you feel. Let that feeling motivate you. And when you're in that feeling, you got to find a reason to love yourself because it's the person you are right now that will get you to your weight. I thank my 282-pound self, almost 300-pound self every time for having the courage to step up and show up, to have the courage to go to the gym, even though she was uncomfortable, to have the courage to go from physio. I've seen too many physios in my life. Now I know what's a good physio and a bad physio. Seeing physio after physio, getting help. And now I realize the power of a good personal trainer too, in terms of helping people, in terms of pain. But Just yourself right now will be the self that will transform you. It's in there. It's in there. Trust me, it is in there. Feel it, imagine it, believe it. You have to kind of fake your reality. You have to fake, because I'm in a horrible circumstance right now, and I don't know how to say fake it, but I have to see myself outside of my current circumstances in order to get to where I'm at. Yeah, things are happening. There's chaos around me. I'm not going to let it bother me. Yeah, you can say right now, yeah, I need to lose 100 pounds or whatnot. So I'm going to take it step by step at a time, and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to expect failure, but I'm not going to let failure defeat me. I'm going to use failure as a stepping stool to get better. I'm going to use failure as a momentum. You have to have that mindset, and that mindset takes time. I highly recommend just bombarding your head with motivational content. Read motivational books, read books on discipline, read books on how to lose weight, on self-help. Like this stuff, you literally have to litter your mind with it. That's what I have to do, and I continue have to do it. That's what I did, and I continue have to do it. It's all this stuff is on YouTube. A lot of the stuff I listen to Eddie Pinero a lot, Your World Within. His stuff helped me out. Haven't been listening to that lately because I used to listen to him on Spotify, but he put a bunch of ads on there, so it ruined it. But I'm trying to get like a playlist going on YouTube because I love his work. I listen to Goggins a lot. I love his mindset. Yeah, he's a little intense, but what people don't understand about Goggins is that he made something out of nothing, you know? And that's where I get inspiration from. I don't get inspiration from him running 100 miles and stuff. It's the mindset to turn your life around. Learn from people who've done that. Read their autobiographies and just bombard your head. Don't give up. You got this, okay? Oh, hi. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome. And yeah, it's sad because a lot of people treat you differently when you're overweight or when you lose weight. Don't worry about other people. This isn't about other people. People who treat people differently based on their weight are people who have their own issues. You don't treat someone differently based on their weight at all or their appearance. You treat people differently if they're an a-hole. If they're mean to you, then you push them away. But you don't judge people because you don't know what people are going through. People do that to make themselves feel better about themselves. So don't you dare let them win. This has nothing to do the way what other people think about you is none of your business. Another person's opinion of you is none of your business because the only opinion that matters is your opinion because that's your opinion that you have to live with. Do not, like that African proverb says, do not let any harm outside. No, if I forget the name, I lost the proverb, but basically, don't allow people to make you feel a certain way. Own the opinion you have of yourself. And that opinion of yourself is that you are a master in waiting. You're just waiting to master your life, waiting to master this weight loss journey. You're not even waiting, you're doing it. You are it right now. Tell yourself that. You are becoming it right now. Ignore other people, okay? People are still going to be like, even when you lose weight, people are still going to be like, there's just special people out there who are, just don't take it personal. That's my mindset with it. Don't take it personal. Daniela, you are so inspiring. Oh, thank you so much. I'm just being myself. This is how I get myself out of my hell. And I hope if it's, because no one gives us a blueprint in life on how to deal with it. So I'm just sharing how I deal with it, hoping to inspire others to have them deal with it on their own. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really, really do appreciate that, Julie. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Yes says, I appreciate it. No problem. I'm gonna take a sip of water here, or bubbly. This is a bubbly. I bought this for my personal training course because I was fasting through it all. No one knew that. I think I mentioned it briefly to my partner, and she was like, "You haven't eaten?" I'm like, yeah, I fasted for a good 22 hours, and I did a pretty intense workout, and I fasted through that. Yeah. Normally when I work out fasted, it's first thing in the morning, not it was like at 11 o'clock, but it was rough. But I made it. That wasn't too smart. It is what it is. It's okay. I'm so used to it. And the exercises I did are kind of similar to what I was doing, minus the push-ups. My shoulders were angry. But yes. Um, this person says, so grateful for this channel. Yes, Danielle, you're so inspirational. Sending you so much love. Truly am. All I want to do is just better people's lives because for me, That's what other people's work and content did for me when I was deep down and out. Other people did that for me. They didn't know who I am, but their content really helped me out. So, yes. Oh my god, I'm drinking this I'm drinking the same flavor of bubbly right now. That's so funny because I normally don't have this flavor. I bought it because it was the only one that was there. So I normally don't have the cherry one, but that's so funny that you're drinking it right now. That's like a is that a serendipity? What do you call that? I don't know, but we're connected. We're connected. I like that. Yeah, it says, "Have you ever thought of being a life coach?" It's something I wanna look into, yeah. It's definitely skills I wanna learn, and I feel like I will learn that with personal training because I realize personal trainers are kind of people's life coaches from what I've been learning from other people's experience with personal training. So, yeah, definitely, it's something I wanna do. It's something that I am inspired to do, and I feel like I have the knack to do it for sure because I have an ability to really empathize with people. Like, I have a really, really big heart and I do care a lot, and except when people drive me insane. But I try to reason myself, be like, "Okay, so why is this person acting this way? Just don't take it personal. It is what it is." But like my heart is to help people because when I was down, I know how that feeling is. And I was down yesterday, but when I was down for years and I was just, stuck in whatever hell I was stuck in, it would have been nice to have someone be that voice just to say that I can do it, you know? So definitely I would it's something I'm working on. I'm trying to grab all the skills. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But yes, I feel you. Yes. I'm glad you get it. But I was talking about before why OMAD changed my life. Let's get back to that. The diet that I thought was dumb. Like one meal a day, that's a stupid diet. It's so funny. And it really did change my life because it taught me that I can be in control of my binge eating. Now, a lot of people like OMAD, it's here and there. Some people say OMAD made them binge. Other people, for me, it helped control my binge eating at a time that I couldn't control it. So I think I was at the part in my journey where I regained the weight and then I lost it again, and then I was stuck at 220 pounds for the longest time. Then I got down to 209, then the accident happened, gained a bunch of weight, and then after that, I was like, "Let me try this OMAD thing because I was trying to fast, like extended fast, just to help reset my system. I'm not one to extended fast a lot. I like to use it as a tool, and I couldn't because I kept getting headaches because of my concussion. I was like, "You know what? Let's do this OMAD thing." So I did OMAD. I did it with keto. When I first started OMAD, I was not exercising. I was not exercising for the first 2 months of OMAD. I've had that question a lot. Um, and I was seeing weight loss results. I think with OMAD, for anyone who's just starting their journey, I highly like the only thing I was doing was walking. I couldn't walk far. I can only walk like 5 minutes until I wanted to faint because of my head. But I think it's best to start slow. So, like, start off with OMAD and then maybe start walking 3 times a week, for maybe 20 minutes. This is literally beginner stuff, like beginner, and it's similar to my journey in the beginning, when I started off with, the common sense diet, and then I plateaued 10 pounds down. So I started at 282 pounds, lost 10 pounds with the common sense diet, wasn't then I, like, plateaued, wasn't moving, and then that's when I jumped into keto, and basically, I was walking. I started off with walking 3 times a week for half an hour, like, 20 minutes, and then that walking evolved to half an hour 3 times a week, and then that walking evolved to a very slow jog, but I called it running for 3 times a week, and I remember I had a woman in Toronto, I was running in Etobicoke. I'll never, ever forget this. Oh, I miss that neighborhood. That neighborhood probably gone to crap by now. 'Cause that city's gone to crap. Anyway, in Tor in Toronto, I'll never forget this, when I was living in Etobicoke by the lake shore there, I always lived by the lake because I was born by the lake. I love the lake. I love the water. So living here in landlocked country, I live in the mountains, so everything's land. There's no water. I miss water, but I'll never forget when I was running, this woman stopped me. She was with her friends and she was like, "You are doing a very good job. Like, good job." She's like, "I see you every day. Keep up the good work." And I was like, "Thank you." And I was in the middle of my run and I was overweight and she did that. And That small act, I remember I get chills, I wanna cry. Oh my god, I'm such a woman. My hormones are up. Um, yeah, I don't wanna cry. I do wanna cry, but I just remember that, and to this day, like, I remember her face, like, that small that small encouragement made me so happy. Like, I wasn't even looking for it. So if I can be that for someone else through coaching them or being a personal trainer, like coaching them in online or being in real life, if I can be that for someone, that would be a win because someone just that one comment made my whole freaking journey pretty much. So it was really cool for her to do that. And it was an older lady, but it was one of those like fit older ladies who runs and stuff. So she recognizes that and that, oh, to this day, yeah, that was good. That's not really a Toronto thing to do, but in Etobicoke, it's more of a small community. But yeah, it really touched my heart. But anyway, I was talking about yeah says it sounds like you've been through a lot. I have been, and we all have been through a lot. Yeah, it's been tough, but I think of this hell as just preparing me for what I want in my life, and that is greatness. You know, there's some people who've been through way worse than I've been through. But yeah, I've been through a lot. I'm still going through a lot, but I've learned to not let it defeat me, even though it has many times. You know, like I was hospitalized for like 3 months way back in the day. It was hard, I have, and I feel like my journey can help people get through their hard. So, there's a purpose for me going through this. This is what I'm thinking on a higher spiritual level here. There's a purpose for me to go through all of this, you know? So, yeah, it is what it is, it's okay. I'm evolving from it, and it's making me into the person I want to be. Because if it's if I wanna help people, the masses, you gotta go through crap, especially with your health. Ooh, it's nothing is more scarier when you lose your health, man. That's a tough one. You see life different. Oh my god. Hi, you. Where have you been? Where have you been, sir? I missed you. You know how many times I've thought about you? How are you doing, Manny? I hope you're doing well, man. Sending you mad love. So great to see you. Thank you for dropping in the chat. I hope you're doing well. I was thinking about Chicago the other day. Couldn't remember why, and then I was thinking about Vegas, and I remember how you wanna move to Vegas and stuff. One day we'll meet. One day, I would love to coach you one day, for sure. You would be fun to coach, but I hope you're doing well, man. Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping by. But yeah, I was talking about whatchamacallit? Oh, my journey. Yeah, started off with running, and then it evolved into running, then I dialed back on the running, and then I started doing body weight workouts at home with Beachbody and stuff like that. And you start off slow with weight loss. You start off slow with exercise. There's no like the worst thing you can do is go from 0 to 100 because you're not going to sustain it. And then in your head, you're going to be like, "Oh, weight loss is impossible. It's impossible." Even with my OMAD journey, like I incrementally got my way to OMAD over years because I literally it doesn't have to take you years, but I've done extended fasts and stuff. I was doing 16/8. So it's not like I jumped into OMAD. I had practice with fasting. So with this challenge I'm running, I want you guys to meet yourselves where you're at. If you've never done a 20-hour fast or a 24-hour fast, just start off at 16 hours of fasting. If that's too much for you, then start off at 14. 14 is a good number. Everyone can get through 14. Meet yourself where you're at. I don't want people to set a goal that is so daunting that they want to give up. You got to meet yourself where you're at. For me, my goal is perfect. Like 14,000, it's a challenge, but I'm getting it done the best I can. I am failing, but you guys have to remember the first month, 2 months I did OMAD, I failed multiple times. Like I binged like the first month, first 4 days, I binge ate. I was like, I'm gonna do OMAD, and then it comes around, and I just like couldn't get it together, and I'm like, okay, I guess I have to go through this process. So I was binge eating throughout the day. So then the next day I'm like, okay, instead of binge eating all day, maybe we'll just go from binge eating all day to just binge eating all afternoon. And then the third day I was like, okay, let's add in one healthy meal in there. And then like I slowly got myself to it. Like that's how the crawl happens. It doesn't literally happen from 0 to 100. It's small incremental steps. It's focusing on those small wins. That's the key. Focus on one thing at a time and master that. Like master that for a month and then focus on another thing. And then you start compounding things. That's how I want people to see it. And with this whole old Zempic phase, everyone's like jumping into it, but they're not oat Zempic. I'm not talking about the drug. I'm talking about oat Zempic, which I was talking about it earlier. I did a video on it. It's some TikTok trend where you're basically fasting for 16 hours a day and you're just eating oats blended with lime and water. I don't know. I just talked about it. And with this whole trend, people are like, oh, yeah, I'm losing weight. But they're not understanding why they're losing weight. Why are you losing weight on it? Because you're fasting for 16 hours a day and you're putting yourself in a state of fat burning. Another reason why you're eating oats. Oats are high in fiber. Fiber is going to lower your cholesterol levels and lower your blood glucose levels. And the reason why people are gaining weight is because those blood glucose levels are spiking out of control due to the toxic food we're eating, due to the refined carbohydrates, due to the cortisol levels, due to the lack of movement. That's what's going on due to how we're responding to stress, which is understandable. Like I've responded to stress, with eating. That's my go-to. That's what I do. And I'm trying not to do that. And when I struggle with that, that's when I use OMAD as a tool. So I want people to understand if people understand how to lose weight, like the science behind it in the most simplistic way, which is what I'm trying to explain in my channel, the better people will succeed. And I'm learning every day. Like I'm learning the number, like I learned this like this weekend that actually when it comes to raising up your metabolism, people are like, oh, maybe it's eat more protein, which is what I thought. Oh, maybe it's exercising or walking more. It's actually breathing. Breathing will increase your metabolic rate. Why is that? Because I just put it all together because I'm a bit of a science nerd. Because life on Earth started in the water. This is where life on Earth started. The first eukaryotic cell, which is the first multi-cell organism that had like, mitochondria and other like organelles in there, the ribosomes in there. That all basically, which is these are just cell components. So multicellular beings started in water. And the reason why life left water to go to land is because in water, you're not going to get much oxygen. There's more oxygen on land, so it makes our body efficient. So our body depends on oxygen for its metabolic processes. If you think about it, for all of the metabolic reactions that go on from fat loss to, I don't know, breathing to, is that a reaction? Yeah, I guess you can call it metabolic processes. So it kind of makes sense that deep breathing and getting in enough oxygen will help aid in boosting your metabolism. Now, I kind of wish I had hyper oxygenated therapy here in Alberta. I wish we did. We don't. I need to go to Vegas or something. I need to go to the States. States is not far. We don't have anything like that here. But like going into like one of those oxygen therapeutic tanks, I think that would help. Not only that, it's going to help with like I wanted to do it for my concussion, but it can just help calm you down because when we're stressed, even me talking right now, we're not breathing. And it's breathing through your nose too. Because when you breathe through your nose, you efficiently get in the oxygen better. It gets it to your muscles better and it gets it to where it needs to go better. So that's something I learned. I'm always going to be learning. I like learning. That's one thing I'm excited about because I didn't realize becoming a personal trainer with the company I plan on working with, you constantly have to recertify. So that's cool and you're constantly learning. So I'm a bit of a nerd and I love fitness and I want to help people. So the more I learn, the better it is for me. So yeah, oops, I'm missing things. Oh no, sorry, Manny, I missed that. I was hospitalized for a bacterial infection that, oh my God. I'm so glad you're okay. Jeez, I should have checked up on you. I didn't realize that. Oh my God. Oh, how long were you in the hospital for? But I'm much better now, home getting stronger. How long were, okay, I'm going to message you after this live stream. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Jeez, I'm so glad you're okay. Ugh, bacterial infections, those are becoming common. I know because I watch wrestling. Don't laugh at me. My son started watching it, and then I started watching again because it got good. But one of the wrestler girls, she's in AEW, Lana, she cut her finger backstage at a wrestling show, and her middle finger, and she had like this horrible infection. It was a MRSA basically, and it almost took her life. And she had to like drain it multiple times, all from a what do you call a splinter when it goes in like a piece of wood into the skin that all from that. I remember hearing that in university that we're going to have an epidemic of microbial infections because of we're basically stressing the evolution of microbes with what you might call it antibiotics and stuff. So they're getting stronger and stronger to combat that. So wow, that's I'm so glad you're okay though. I really am. 14,000 steps is the easy part for me. I get hungry around 10 a.m. Yes. So that is the challenge, eh? And what are you eating for your OMAD meal? That's going to be key. What are you eating? Are you taking your electrolytes first thing in the morning, your sodium, your potassium? Are you having things? Are you drinking enough water? What else? You can always switch your OMAD to a morning OMAD. Some people do more I know some people are more successful with eating in the morning. You can try that. It's actually more beneficial to eat your OMAD meal in the morning because when you eat it in the morning, you burn off those calories during the day. It makes sense and it boosts your metabolism a bit more. I did it with night because I struggle with binge eating for me. That's an alternative. 11 days. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Ooh, that's a long one. Well, you know what? It's in the past. God is good. We're letting it go. You got this, okay? You got this. You're okay now. Your heart and your kidney, you're strong. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that, man. Oh, I'm so glad you're back though, and I'm so glad you're home. Oh, I'm gonna be praying for you. That's tough. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to what I was saying about my little story with how OMAD changed my life. But it basically changed my life because it proved to me that I was not a slave to my hunger because I was a slave to my hunger. I couldn't control myself. And it's to this very day, it teaches me the discipline that I can control my hunger in a way that I'm not hungry all the time. And I'm not hungry all the time. Why? Because I'm fasting and it's bringing down my levels. And not only that, when I was off OMAD for the couple of months before I restarted OMAD, when I was eating throughout the day, those effects that I got from doing OMAD also taught me the discipline, like the discipline to withhold a meal. I'm like, okay, if I did one meal a day for like a year, I can totally eat breakfast and wait 3 hours for my next meal. It also taught me what to eat because when I'm in control of my hunger and my hunger isn't control of me, I'm able to make more healthier and conscious choices. Now, this comes with time with OMAD. It's not going to happen right away. It comes with time and practice. And again, OMAD, it's not a diet I'm going to recommend for everyone. This is just my journey. Some people are going to criticize this. That's fine. Let them criticize it. I don't care. It's what worked for me. But I also have the discernment to know that I am willing to switch things up, which I have been. And I think it's important to cycle in and out of fasting and learning how to eat throughout the day because that's key. You want to learn how to properly eat throughout the day eventually. But if you're not there yet because of stresses in your life, stresses in your health, like me in the accident, or like what something Manning's going through right now, like doing OMAD can help, you deal with the mental side of that. So you don't have to struggle with the food, because you're fasting. That's what I like it for. It just gives me a break from having to deal with that urge to just eat because I'm like, okay, I know I'm eating at this time and I'm going to eat enough calories in this 4 hour eating window or this 2 hour eating window. I'm going to make sure it happens. Like, I like OMAD for that tool for sure. I'll be back. I love that. I'll be back at apex predator levels in no time. I believe that. I believe that. And I love that. Apex predator. Let's go. I love that. But that's how OMAD has changed. Oh, and a big thing that it did to change my life, and that, oh my gosh, it broke my weight loss plateau. It proved to me, like, I never thought I would see Wonderland ever again. And I got down to Wonderland. I see Wonderland. So it's just OMAD has given me a lot, and I am grateful for this diet. But yes, there are consequences to OMAD. You can't do it for too long. You need to vary your fast. It's important to vary your fast. This bout of OMAD I'm doing won't be long. I'm just doing it for now because, again, I'm going through stresses and transitions, and I don't do well in transitions in life. I'm going from being in, it feels like a coma for the last 2 years to getting my life back, being around people. I was not around people for a while. I couldn't hold a conversation. I couldn't focus on people. I couldn't being in an atmosphere where people were, I just my brain couldn't process things because of the TBI. So there's a big transition there. And that's where I had my little freak out that I recognize. And it's like, okay, it's okay. You're good. You're good, girl. You got this. And now I'm back. I'm back to my apex predator self, like Manny just said. I'm back, and that it will happen. You'll have down days. Life will knock you down. Life will do that to you. It's just you have to have the discernment in that time to realize that it's not forever and it's temporary. Even when it doesn't feel like it's temporary. Like 3 years of hell with my pain or 4 years, that was temporary in the grand scheme of things. When you look at life, life is pretty long for most of us. God willing, it's long for most of us. So let's say an average lifespan is 80 years. It's not like that anymore, but let's say it's 80 years. 4 years out of the 80 years, that's temporary. It may not feel temporary in that moment, but it's temporary. You got to look at things on a broader level. And it's hard for us to do as humans because we're so used to looking at things in a narrow lens. Trust me, I struggle with that. And we want things now. I struggle with that, which I'm learning. I'm getting better each time. As long as you recognize what you need to work on and you work on it, you'll evolve. So, yeah, that's pretty much how OMAD changed my life in that it taught me that I can have control of binge eating. It taught me that my body can lose weight and I'm not subject to being at a weight that I don't want to be for the rest of my life. And it taught me discipline more than anything in the kitchen and the power of metabolic healing, the power of what weight loss is really about. Now, you can lose weight with eating throughout the day, yeah. But for someone who has binge eating, that can be a struggle. But there are other ways to lose there's multiple ways to lose weight. As long as you're putting yourself in a low blood sugar state, you can do that through eating throughout the day if you're eating high fiber foods. You can do that throughout the day if you're eating protein, protein and fats. You can do that with keto or what have you. So, like me going through all of these diets, like a high protein diet to a normal looking diet, I realize that the commonality when it comes to the kitchen and weight loss is definitely stuffing your face with vegetables and fruits and fiber and getting in those proteins and just getting the recommended amount of fat. Dialing back the carbs when things get a little hard, just remove the carbs to make things a little easier. And movement, of course, the right kind of movement, not powerlifting or being like a like over exercising. Like I was over exercising because mentally I just couldn't my home life was not good. So the gym was like my escape. And I was kind of told to by ugh, well, I'm not even getting to that. I'm kind of disgusted by that. Anyway, and I was told to do that. It's like, oh, do this type of cardio where you do like, go on the treadmill for an hour and a half when I was getting coaching. You guys know. I'm not gonna get into that. And I'm trying to get myself out of that because when it comes to like now that I'm becoming a personal trainer, I kind of know less is kind of more, you know? Like if you have to long walks are nothing, but less is more. There's no need to be doing this type of cardio where you're doing slow weights over and over to lose weight. Like, yeah, it worked, but it's not really efficient. You know what I mean? There's other ways to efficiently lose weight. So, yeah, I'm learning a lot. I love seeing and hearing you do these lives. The warmer seasons are critical because all the outdoor activities there are. Getting in steps in outdoors will definitely help with binge eating. Oh my gosh, yes, leaving your house. Leaving your house, especially if you are struggling, leave your house. The warmer days is so key, and you live in Chicago, so you know. Yeah, that's when I started losing the weight was the spring. It's always the spring and the summer. And I remember when I was morbidly obese, it was taking those walks out. Those walks were happening outside. So I was leaving my house. I was not sitting there doing nothing, and I was moving and I was doing stuff. And even when I was working, I was just not sitting at home after I would come home from work. I would like walk and take my steps. So it's so key. Getting outside is not even like, don't even think about weight loss. Just think of it just letting it go, letting go of the stresses, it actually brings down your cortisol levels, like that looking over the horizon, looking back and forth instead of scrolling on our phones, being captivated by gloom and doom on social media. You're going out, you're engaging your senses. You're not living in this artificial indoor environment. Like I'm going to go on a walk. I went on a walk already today. Today I'm taking a rest day because my lats got destroyed yesterday. I didn't, oh yeah, I still feel it. I didn't think they would get destroyed, but I'm taking a rest day today and I'll be back at the gym tomorrow, but I still get out on my rest days. I still go walk. I still leave the house. The reason why I got Bo, my dog, who I kinda kicked out because she's her fur is getting everywhere, um, is to get outside. I literally got her because I would take walks, like, before Beau, I was taking walks, and I'm like, "It would be nice to have a dog because 'cause I've always wanted a dog in my life. My mom hated animals, she ruined that for me. And I got my Beau, my little rescue Beau, who was a rescue, as a puppy, and she's been, like, great. She's good for me, she's good for my son, and she gets me outside, especially when I don't wanna go outside in the winter, and that's another reason why I got her. Wanted to make sure I didn't get a chihuahua, even though we call her a chihuahua, she's a winter dog. I wanted to make sure I got a dog that got me out in the winter because I would always get really bad seasonal affective disorder. Because 'cause I'm made for sun. I am not made for whatever the heck this is. I'm made for sun, I'm made for humidity because 'cause I'm dry, I'm always dry here. I'm made for moisture. I'm made for the tropics, and I will be living in the tropics part-time eventually in my life. I don't know if I'll live there permanently because I do love Canada, but Canada's going downhill. I might have to leave. I'm like, "I need to go to America." You guys know I've been saying this forever. I might find my way down there somewhere or somewhere tropical, but yeah, it helps me get outside. If you're obese, you probably sweat a lot. One of my mates is sweat mottos is sweating for a reason. Move. Yes. And sweating is good. It actually cleanses your body. It cleanses out your pores, cleans out your skin. Sweating, that's why I sit in the sauna, not to really sweat. I sit in the sauna for autophagy and just to feel good. Like just to meditate deeply after a workout. Now that I know that breathing helps to bring up my basal metabolic rate, not my yeah, my metabolism in general, been doing the right things, sitting in the sauna, letting it all out. Ah, I love the sauna. I need to spend some time in the sauna. I need to go to this place in Marta Loop here in Calgary. It's called people have been telling me about it. I forget what it's called, but I even met a guy that worked at Staples. He's like, "You need to go to the float tank." I'm like, "So many people have told me to go to the float tank. I need to go." I might, you know what? Maybe I'll go with my girl because I don't want to go alone. I could go alone, but maybe I'll ask my friend to come with me and we can just go there and float and recover. Like I'll put her through a hard workout and then we'll just like go and float and recover. That would be cool. That would be cool. Hitting us with a back double bicep then. Hit us with a back double me? No, I don't have that yet. I still have a lot of layers of flops. Like my legs are there, but not my arms. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Oh, I'm live on Twitch right now. My Twitch is Daniela Joy Fitness. On Twitch, I just been talking about my OMAD journey on how it's really changed my life, really. It's taught me discipline, but it's literally the foundational diet to eating a quote unquote normal looking diet. But I've had someone ask me this question, will I like once I'm at where I'm at with my weight loss goals, will I ever stop fasting? Hell no. Because I don't only fast for weight loss, I fast for the mental, spiritual effects. I fast for the autophagy. Fasting is a long term thing that has been done through centuries. There's a reason why so many religions fast, so many cultures around the world, from globe to globe, from Asia to here in North America. There's a reason why people fast because it makes us feel good. And our body was actually designed to handle fasting. It was not designed to handle this level of feasting. I'll tell you that. Our body was designed to go through periods of fasting because food was scarce. I talked about this in one of my videos. Evolution needs time to work, right? So this whole standard American diet thing came in 1977. It ain't gonna take 40 years for our evolution to adapt to eating these high processed carbs and to switch from a fasting adapted system to a feasting adapted system. It's gonna take hundreds of thousands of years. So fasting is how our body just not everyone agrees with it. Like I remember I told someone I fast. It was this woman, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't have if I don't have my sugar by noon, I'm losing it." I'm like, that's someone with high glucose levels. And remember, when you have high glucose levels, you're not necessarily overweight. That's what something that the glucose goddess talked about. She talked about people with glucose sensitivity, or is it insulin resistance? Like, the doctors have this generic number and they're saying, "Oh, you're insulin resistant because of your numbers at this height." But you can have insulin resistance based on how your body responds to a meal. Like, people like, there's more and more research. Like, look at the glucose goddess or the glucose revolution, and, like, she had it because she's a tall, skinny French woman. She had that difficulty because she had an injury and she was turning to sugar and all that. Like, we're learning a lot about glucose, and the whole spikes. Like, they're saying it's a cause, like, they're calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. It makes sense. Some people, it's lack of exercise. I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but it makes sense. Why are we seeing the spike in all these weird diseases, right? So, yeah. So, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore that comment on Twitch. Twitch is awesome. You gotta love the weird comments. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I gotta edit the videos I've been doing, but I thought I would come on here and talk to you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, please. Sorry. Thank God you guys can't see the comment on Twitch. Thank God. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Julie, for that super chat. It means so much. Definitely gonna help my channel out, help to get me to more people, help grow this community so we can fast together. Anyway, I am sending you guys mad love. Take care. Bye.